Hi, I'm Christopher, a research software engineer with Research Software Workshops, and it's a very warm welcome to Introducing Version Control with Git, Part 3. The link to the material is at the bottom of this page, and if you go to the Configuring Git page, you will see something that should look something like this. Now we're going to be using Git now, so I want you to have opened your terminal and be ready at a command prompt ready to type in some Git commands. Remember, if you've installed correctly, if you type git --version and hit return, you should see the version number printed. If you don't see this, then please go through the installation page again to make sure that you have Git installed and that it's working. Now the first thing you have to do when using Git for the first time on a computer is to tell Git who you are. This will allow Git to keep a record of who owns or changes the files that it will manage. So the first thing we need to do is tell Git your name, and we do that using the command git config --global user.name and then your name. So you can type whatever name you wish. You don't have to give your real name. You could give an alias or anything you would like to give. I'm going to give my real name here. And so I've got git config --global user.name Christopher Woods. Now the next thing we need to tell Git is our email address. So again, we now do git config --global user.email. And again, you can put in any email address you want, or indeed just a fake email address like not an email at example.com. I'm going to put my university email address in, which you can see here. There we are. And we've now configured Git with my email. Finally, you need to tell Git which text editor you want to use so that Git will use that text editor when it wants to get some more information from you. Now I do recommend if you're a beginner you use Nano, so do git config --global core.editor and then type in the name of your text editor. So I'm going to type in Nano because I would like to use Nano. If you're using Windows and you wanted to use Notepad++, then you would need to pass in the full path to the Notepad++ acceptable, for example C program files x86, Notepad++, notepad++.exe. As I said, for beginners and to make things easy, I do recommend Nano, it will make things a lot easier. Now you only need to type these three commands in once on your computer the very first time that you use Git on that computer. You will not need to type these commands ever again. These options are saved and they are then used every time in the future that you will use Git. Now you can change these entries anytime you want just by running these commands again. So for example, if I wanted to change my name, I could rerun this command with a different name. Equally, you can find out what the current value of these variables are by typing the command without the value. For example, git config --global user.name with nothing set will just print the current value, which in this case is my name. Note that this information that you put in is stored only on your computer. It is not put onto any website or given externally. This means that nothing is being shared publicly yet. This information will only be shared when we start using external tools like GitHub. So again, don't worry if you are worried about the information you're putting in at the moment, but if you are concerned about sharing your name or your email, then remember you don't need to give real information. You can give an alias or dummy or fake email address if you wish. Okay, so that's how we can configure Git. That's the end of this section. I look forward to seeing you in the next section.